There we go, the two pilots installed into the cockpit area. I may remove one and put them on the turret that's on top of the plane for the rear attack with the weapons. But this is what it looks like so far. Okay, and I'll show you the other way. Well, I do believe that should do it. Kind of give you a rear view of it, front view, up close view of the two pilots. Then the gunner may be coming up next. Yeah, he's in the bottom portion of it. And I'm not sure if we're going to put a gunner inside the turret. So I guess this is an automatic type of weapon. This guy here, I thought a pilot would be inside this turret right here that goes on the top of the plane, but it looks like it may be something that's handled remotely and doesn't need a pilot. I mean, it doesn't need a gunner. So we'll see what happens with that when I get it all together. But for now, I'm right at the point here where I'm going to be putting the turret together right here, this guy right here together. So that's where we are right now. So let's see what it looks like. It's one portion for the turret, chrome painted. And then I'm going to look for the cap. Looks like I got to get a set of guns to go inside of here. A set of these guys here, the silver guns here. They call for black, but I wanted to make them no more noticeable because the plane is black. So I'm going to just use silver instead. A little bit more noticeable, a little bit more intimidating to me. And you set them inside. There's a notch inside the turret right here. You see that little notch in there. The guns are going to sit in there and we let them dry. And then we put the cap over it, which is going to be glass, simulated glass, which of course is plastic on here. So I'm not going to put the glue on the chrome itself. I'm just going to put it in the middle of the two barrels of the or the axis or the crossbar of the weapons right here, the two barrels. And then I'm going to put a dab of glue inside the turret right here on top of that guy there. Okay, and that'll be, then I'll just assemble them together. Use the magnifying glass for the location of, or the way to turn the weapon itself. And then I'll show you guys how it looks. And we just have to let them dry. Okay, now there's a cap that once it goes through the bottom of the plane, the fuselage is going to be capped from the bottom right here. Right there. So I'll let this dry for a minute. Put it in a little timeout over here. And the cap I'm going to locate, which is this guy here. Once it goes through the bottom, you're going to cap it with this. I'm going to paint these black with the paint marker. Guess I could use silver, but I prefer black if it's going to be coming out the, it may not be seen, so it probably doesn't really matter. But since I had my mind made up to make it black, I'm going to stick with that so I'm not hopping all over the place. Of course, the paint markers are these guys here. Very good. I like these. Get you out of a tight spot pretty quickly. And pretty forgiving in a wide open space, not so much in a small spaces, but it can be. Oh, there it is. I found it. Black marker here. Well, not marker. I'm sorry. Paint marker here. Make sure keep your cap close so it doesn't get lost, so this won't dry out on you. And so what I'm going to do now is paint these the hubs for the turret, and then let them dry while I piece together some more things. That's what it looks like. But like hubs, let them dry and keep it moving. All right, so next I need to make sure I keep everything marked off and designated. So I'm going to mark this with a P as painted on the turret right here. I'm going to put an X on it because it means I painted that as well. I have P for the spray paint, but for the actual part itself that's being pieced together, I'm going to put a G for glued or whatever if it's glued in red, so I'll know what I should be expecting. And if it works out correctly, like this guy here, sometimes they'll dry out. Not to worry, you got plenty others in here. I have to just turn it upside down and let it get back to flowing properly. And that's why you got these guys here. Okay. Calligraphy pens. Okay, these are paint as well. Okay. And it looks like well, these are not so much markers as they are pens, and they're felt tipped, so therefore they're easier to control. And the colors of them are pretty much self-explanatory. You see them on the barrel of the pens. Whatever color you see there, that's the color of it. You see them? The red here, blue, green, whatever it is, you'll see it. I mark everything for my organization. That helps me get through it quicker. And then so now I did this guy here, this turret right here. So I'm gonna do that complete, and then also a G for glued, and then a C for painting the cap here, which is the hub that goes through. I got that glued. Now I got to get the cap, and then do that as well. So let's get the cap and see what we can do with that. Try to go with that guy. So you can see it's a lot of ways you can get to where you got to get to. You just have to have the will and the patience to withstand any types of issues that might arise. Okay, so let's go with finding the cap now for the turret, and that's going to be plastic, clear plastic, to simulate a cover, a dome over the turret as it spins on top of the plane, and that's where we end up at this point. Let's see, and I keep all of that separate. So let's see where we got now. This is a double domed turret, not a double dome, but a double slotted turret, and it's these guys right here. See, one is for the nose. That's the one, which is this one here in the middle, and two is this one on the side, right here. And that's why it's important for your baggies to be handy so you don't end up losing anything or misplacing anything or breaking anything if it falls. Um, and these are definitely good good to have handy to make sure you got the right part and you can read the numbering on the tree itself. So now that this should be a little dry, and let me see if I can get that for you. Let's see what I did with the let's see what I did with the uh, tweezers right here. That you see the glass, well, the simulated glass for the turret and for the weapons on top of the plane. Now I'm going to glue that onto the turret assembly itself, and then we'll go from there. So let me see if I can get that guy moving along pretty good. I gotta find the turret here. I just had it in my hand. There it is. They can get away from you, so you gotta keep it nice and neat. There's the turret. Now there's the assembly, the turret assembly right there. Should be a little dried now. And this guy, this cover of the turret is going to be placed on top of the weapons. And you could do it one or two ways. I've learned that if at all possible, never put glue on clear plastic or whatever. That's trial and error. And I've damaged many windshields on muscle cars and rear windows and all of that in an effort to install a windshield or a rear window or a side window by applying glue to the rims of the clear part when I should have been applying it to the frame or the molded vehicle or whatever model it is, and then applying that cap or whatever it is, the glass or the simulated glass to the where the glue is. So this being the piece that's going to get the dome over it, the clear dome, I'm going to try to grab this by the stem right here, which is where the hub of the hub is going to go, and then I'm going to apply glue right there along the rim of it, and then I'm just going to set a very clean piece, no glue, no nothing, clean of debris on top. And you don't need much of this glue. It's very good tester's glue. And then you can get you a toothpick or use something small if you don't have a toothpick. I got a toothpick, and just smear it around the edges of this guy here to spread a little dab of the tester's glue. And don't be ashamed to use your magnifying glass if you got if you're a little older like us guys that do this. Um, it magnifies everything, makes it nice and clear for you, keeps you from making unnecessary smudges and everything. And you believe it or not, you really do a better job with the magnifying glass because you don't, and tweezers, because your fingers can't hold these little tiny pieces firmly and give you access to making the necessary movements with the uh, part itself. And then you can maneuver everything the way it needs to sit. You don't. It eliminates all the touching, and it sits properly, nice and firm. And then there you have it, the turret. Okay, unmanned, sitting on top of the plane, stem underneath, ready for the black hub we just painted. Okay. All right. This is AJ saying the next time we talk, I'll show you another part that I'm going to be doing. So thank you for joining us on YouTube at Muscle Model Cars. But we're doing a dedication to our military, our fighters, Navy, Air Force, and I'm gonna look for a military vehicle to do one out as well for the Army and the Marines. Marines, they do so much. They amphibious. They also ground troops. You know, um, you got the military. That's 11 Bravo, which is basically they call them the grunts, which is ground fighters. You got the Airborne Rangers. My, my drill sergeant was one. Um, 82nd Airborne. Tough guy. And we pick it back up where I'm going to assemble some more things. So all I'm doing now is just showing you guys certain pieces. Okay. So thank you for tuning in to Muscle Model Cars on YouTube. And join us again. Please hit the subscribe button. Okay. All right. Thank you. And have a good one.